Welcome back, data leaders, to Insight Builder channel and one more important video on the Python series of videos. How to turbocharge your Python projects. There are so many libraries in Python ecosystem that it might becoming a daunting process to find the libraries that will be useful for you. The libraries, according to me, can be categorized into general purpose library that you can use it in almost all of your projects depending on your application. And then the compute service library. This is very specific type of compute services or processing libraries that will work with the data. And then comes the data API libraries or service. This data API libraries actually fetch the data from the cloud or from the service itself or from some database and then put it in your execution environment. These are three kinds of libraries. But if you go and search in, for an example, libraries.io, this is the place where you will get all the information about Python libraries, like which is at the top and which libraries are having the most stars and all the statistics about Python libraries. However, our challenge is how to find the libraries that is most helpful for our activities or your activities that you are planning, because you are doing some project and you want to know which libraries to use. So I have curated a set of libraries for under each category. First and foremost is the general purpose. The general purpose is, I have 8 libraries that I have listed here. You might actually have difference of opinion here. However, these libraries are extremely useful when you are going to work with the Python projects. And then comes compute libraries and data API libraries. So you have the library names here. But how to start learning them? The solution is very simple. The key is that you learn the basics of using these libraries. Just learn the basics. You don't need to understand these general purpose libraries to the detail level. You have to understand how to just use it and then start using it in your projects. That is how you start working with the general purpose libraries. So what I will be doing is, in the next series of videos, I will be introducing these libraries, and you will be given some of the basic examples of how to use it. It can be either the video or it can be sort of code that is getting shared in the GitHub repo itself. If you have not downloaded the repo that is coming with these videos, stay tuned for that. You can actually check in the description, YouTube video description, and you can download the repo also. If you don't know how to use GitHub or how to work with the repo and download it, there is a separate video for that also. I have made it. You can just look it up in the link in this video. You will find that. These things you can learn it, and it will help you to reduce your manual work. At the end of the day, my objective of all these videos is to reduce the manual work that everybody is going through. If you can reduce your manual work, then you can enjoy your life, right? You can let the computers, your laptop, your processor, your company's service providers processor to work, not humans. Humans can do better things. And then comes the compute libraries. So you have started your project, you have kickstarted it, and now you are going into the project, and then again there is a huge amount of choice in front of you that which library to use. So when it comes to compute libraries, various libraries have various benefits and various disadvantages. Okay, and depending on your application, depending on how you are going to use the application, how you are going to deploy them, there will be varieties of projects and libraries out there. But the intention of this curation is that you have to start learning the activities, learning the steps in getting the project to the production stage. For that, what are the libraries required? What are the processing that is required? So that will be covered in these compute libraries. And I will be also making separate videos on each of these libraries and explaining their, let me go back to the slide. I'll be explaining their features. I'll be walking through them, and I will take a case, a data case, or a small project kind of a environment, and explain how to use them in that environment. What will happen in this phase that you don't need to depend on any other resource. You can just look at the video, you will understand what are the parts required, then you collect those parts and then you can build your project. Most of the time, what I have faced when I did all these things is that once you start the project, then you'll know that you have to find some other library, or you have to find a data somewhere else, and then you have to go and collect the data, then you have to process it. So that becomes tedious, and sometimes it becomes like, why we have to do all these things? But with all this, without all those interruptions, if you can do it in a single go, if you can find all the information in a single place, I believe that learning to work with computers in general will be much more fruitful, and the experience will be very good. At the end of the day, as I am again insisting that most of the manual work can be automated if we think in the appropriate way, if we think in the detailed steps and then collect all the necessary data ahead of time, necessary information ahead of time, and then process it. It's like cooking. So you collect all the recipes, put it there in front of your kitchen gas stove, and then start working, right? Same way, you have to do the same thing. Finally, coming to data libraries. These libraries have their own challenges. See, data libraries are having huge amount of information inside them. And the developers have given a lot of different commands and methods and stuff. I mean, believe me, there are some of the libraries which you go in, you will find some 100 different commands to master, but you actually don't need all of them. What you really need is that you go in, get the data, come out of that library. That is what you want. So how to do that? So that is my intention of these set of videos that I'll be making, where I will be introducing these libraries to actually use them to the best of their abilities. For an example, if I go back to data API, the top API is PyTube. This API goes into YouTube server and gets you the video that you want, or the playlist that you want, or the details of the video that you want. Now, if I introduce you PyTube as a library and just leave you there, it will be very difficult for you to move forward. But if I give you an example, show you how to get the data for a couple of YouTube videos, and then show you how to even share it with others, that will be much more beneficial, right? And that is how my next set of videos are going to be. So stay tuned for the next set of videos. If you have any questions, do post it to me. And if you like this video, if you like this video, do share, subscribe, and like it. And most importantly, if you have any questions, feel free to connect with me over the comments or the other channels and other communication channels. I have opened it to you over the description. I'll be ready to help you. And till next videos, stay tuned, guys. And we will go into the general purpose libraries next. See you then. Have a nice time.